Good evening. Welcome to the Selectmen meeting for October 11th, 2022. We do have a quorum. One of our selectmen is joining us by Zoom, hopefully. We'll start with the agenda. Approval of the previous meeting minutes.
We need to make a correction under section
D. That would be 4D.
Under section, under 4D. The motion was the motion to table until the next meeting, not till November 2nd. So.
Okay.
So it's the next meeting, October 11th. And I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. As amended. All those in favor? Unanimous. Resolution for reinvesting RBL funds.
Do you want to add that on here as a new item?
What?
The agenda?
Yeah, we'll get that new. We're gonna do it under the quick claim deed. So, okay. All right. Kathy Goslin, you are up.
All right, Kathy Goslin, the HR Director and Finance Assistant. I'm here in place of Sharice tonight. She is returning from vacation. She's probably in the airport right now. But she wanted to get this settled. So we received a check from the town in July, and it was part of the MOU where they would turn over their monetary assets to us. So we minus the $15,000 that they kept to start up cost. So we received a check for $129,633.75.
But you got that check from the library,
We
not
got
from
the
the
check
town.
from the library
Not from
to
town.
the town.
To the
Yes,
town.
sorry.
Okay.
So we now have the funds in the town's general account, and Sharice is just anxious to get it settled as to what we're going to do with it. So she did some investigation. She started with our bank, Androscoggin, and they don't do these security ones, mutual funds. So she researched options and came up, her recommendation is we go with a multi-bank security through Norway Savings Bank. No, not through Norway Savings Bank.
No,
But the MBS.
MBS, the multi-bank securities thing.
So she wants to go with that. They have a negative minimum balance. They don't charge any fees. They have a third party for safekeeping records and all of that. So she thought that was be a good way to go with this. Falmouth, Waterville, and Ellsworth all use it, those towns. They get paid on the underwriting fee by issuers. The underwriting spread, it's usually a 3-year CD, and the agency pays about $250 a bond, so a $250,000 CD would pay their firm $625. So it's not coming out of ours, but it's coming out of the investments.
What do they invest in? I mean, are these like, they're not investments in the stock market, I hope?
No, they do
These
more
are-
the federal home loans. So it's the bank loans that they're doing for home mortgages and that. And she thought that was a safer asset for them, direction to go in.
Is it, can I ask
Yeah.
why?
Sure.
I guess why I'm totally like in the blind on all of this. Is it just to take the money in instead of just like holding it for the library, or is
Well,
it just
we
that
took in the money from the library, and now we're going to, invest it in, an instrument that would be appropriate for the town. The stock market, no.
Yeah.
But, legally, I guess required to stay within certain parameters or to certain instruments.
Right.
So that's what we're saying, is that we want to invest the money, as we do with the other towns'
Right.
funds. We have another trust manager.
Still remains as an asset, but we'd be earning interest on it.
Right.
And it's a little safer than some of the other accounts, as Dawn mentioned, that,
Right.
go up and down and up and down.
Would we do this with any other money that's coming in, just because it's a lump sum? Is that why we would invest it?
We want to keep this separate
Separate.
why-
So it's still an
from the
asset for the
regular
library.
town investment account.
Correct.
Correct.
And
And there's no issue on partial withdrawals and things?
She said there's no fees on there.
Okay, because the 129, you're not going to put that full amount in there because we've already allocated certain funds out of that for this year's budget. So you're not putting the full 129 in.
I don't
I
think
think we
Sharice knows
took-
that.
Okay?
It was-
I think we
what
took
did
half
take
of it, like
No, we took
65.
60. I
60
think it
or
was
60.
60.
There are no fees, but it might be good to look and see if there are withdrawal penalties too. That's a good point.
Yeah, when it comes to
I
this stuff,
don't
I'm
have
absolutely
that.
blind on it.
Are they guaranteeing any rate of return? Is there
No,
a minimum rate of
not
return?
in the information
I don't
that
think
I have.
so. So, I would say we need to have a little more information.
She did,
The person who did the research is Sharice, so
Right.
we can, you know, I guess ride on this till next meeting if you'd like to do that.
I think Sharice is also thinking we had the 129,000 minus
Yeah.
the 15,
Right.
but then using that money, yeah.
yeah, I
We
know
took-
she's
we
thinking
took
it's
half of it.
129. So you took 60K out.
It was either 60, 65, I can't remember.
But I mean, that would, check the warrant article. This is
Yeah.
the warrant article, what was going into this year's budget.
But I would ask for a minimum rate of return, you know, any early withdrawal penalties, you know. If they do invest in mortgages, through who? I mean, you know, if it's Sallie Mae or Fannie Mae, you want to be careful. Yeah,
Well, everything you gotta be careful on right now, it's
right,
bad.
so, and, I mean, treasury bonds are now at, 10-year treasury bonds at 3.9 right now, 3.8. That might be a decent investment and pretty safe. So, I think we need to do a little more research on this. And have our answers, you know, our questions
Yep.
answered.
Well, and if it's not the 129, and it's the 66,000, 65,000, whatever, is that something we still wanna do?
Invest? Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you want to get a rate of return, but yeah, you should be getting a minimum 3.5% rate of return right now, minimum. And it should be guaranteed, so.
Okay. No, yeah. I'm good. All right.
So and when and if you do sign to do this, we would just have to have the resolution signed
Yep,
Yep.
we can do
in
that
the
at the next meeting.
non-corporation form.
Yeah, we can do
to
that at the
certify
next
it.
meeting, yeah. Okay, so let's have a motion table till next meeting.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor? Okay, thanks Kathy.
You're welcome.
All right, quick claim deeds. Sue Carr, you're up.
I think the quitclaim deed was for Martin Crowder.
Yep.
He passed away, and his son Ben has come in and paid all the taxes, and he's taken over the house and everything, so
Is Ben living there now?
I believe so.
Okay. All right.
Motion to approve the quick claim, not quick claim,
Yeah.
the
that's
short
right.
form quick claim
Yep.
deed on the estate of Crowder Martin, book 37079, page 267, book 38553, page 21.
Have
Yeah.
a second?
Second?
All those in favor? Okay, you have the paperwork there, Don?
Yeah. Under all the lifesavers.
Mr. Chair, did you take C out of order purposefully?
C.
You skipped the consideration of the foreclosed property.
That's not on this one.
You mean the email we just got?
Well,
No, he's adding it on.
it's in the agenda.
It is?
Yeah.
Mhm.
B.
It's B. Consideration of.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I see that.
How did I print this out and didn't get that? All right. All right. The foreclosed property for Mr. Rinaldi.
Oh.
Is that
Mr.
what we're
Rinaldi.
discussing right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. We all saw the email from Mr. Rinaldi again. I called him. He didn't pick up his phone. I couldn't leave a message. His voicemail was full. I sent him an email to try and get him to respond. He did not until he sent both of you an email, right?
Yeah.
Now, in that email, if I can find it,
That's recent.
it was just sent a while ago.
Yep. He says, here.
I got it. I just want to get confirmation that I'm all set with my payment plan. We have a binding contract in place, his words.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm about to pay November, but wanted to make sure everything is good. This email was sent Friday, October 7th. I'm not happy that you guys claimed you were just trying to get my land back to me, then tried to take it again, even though we have a fully enforceable contract and I'm paid up till November. Now, speaking earlier, he's admitting that there's a contract,
He's,
even though it's not notarized.
right,
Okay,
Right.
but he's admitting there's a binding contract. So the suggestion from Selectman Olson was, if he's admitting to a binding contract, that we have his word that he thinks we have a contract. And as long as he's making payments, we don't need to foreclose. Now, our policy, and I'm trying to get him to work with us, but he won't.
he just won't, no.
Right. Our policy says we need to have a notarized contract. That's the only thing missing. He's claiming we have a binding contract, and if we take him at his word, we have a binding contract.
Okay,
So,
Well, and he's saying in here too, the contract doesn't state it needs to be notarized to be binding, but he is saying it is binding.
Right.
So it's, yeah.
I mean, he stated in multiple written communications that it's a binding agreement.
so here's what we would like you to communicate back to Mr. Rinaldi.
okay,
We're going to take you at your word that you have a binding contract. As long as you continue to make payments, we will not seize the property. If you miss any payment, since we require a notarized contract, we will take action.
okay,
Okay?
all right, perfect.
Clear enough?
Yep,
Right? Everybody agree with that?
Yep.
Okay.
all right, thank you.
All right, so thanks.
Good luck. Oh, Sue, don't go anywhere. Isn't Sue
Yeah,
a car?
Doesn't she want to stay so she can get appointed?
Don't you want to be appointed? Okay.
You'll be appointed in abstention.
The last item I think we have is appointment of the warden, right?
That is it.
Okay.
Motion to approve Sue Carr.
And if I could,
Yeah.
this is a position that Sue took on now a few years ago and has literally taken it and run with it. She doesn't really even need me, though I know she doesn't want me to not be there. She's threatened to wrap me in a little wrap so I can't fall down and hurt myself again. But she could easily run this election. She's really learned all the rules, all the laws, and has done a fantastic job being the warden.
Yes, she has. Nice
Thank you.
job, Sue. All right, do I have a motion? You made a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sue.
All right, you got that paperwork there, Teresa?
Yep.
All right, public comment. Any public comment? Any public comment?
Oh, not on the foreclosure.
No, anything.
No. You don't want any foreclosed property? You're all good?
Absolutely. Hi, good evening. Gregory Fox with Raymond Ready Care. I'd also like to introduce Dr. Erin Wright. She's our medical director for Raymond Ready Care. It's our pleasure to get a chance to spend some time with you tonight and say hello. We've been hard at work for about a year and a half to kind of keep the lights on and really see that healthcare gets a chance to move forward after pandemic. It's not been an easy process, but pleased to say that we're able to step in and serve with the patients that are here from Raymond and take care of the community. And we have patients that are coming up from Wyndham and down from Bridgeton, and it's just a pleasure tonight to say hello, and thank you for welcoming us to Raymond.
Well, that's terrific. We need doctors in Raymond. It's been a while, so welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I second everything that Dr. Fox just said. This has been a challenging last year, but it's starting to ease up a little bit. We've had some, personnel changes and workflow changes and all the things that you do when you're kind of trying to optimize a medical practice. But we're in a fantastic place now. We've got a lot of growth, looking at really larger expansion than just what we have now, in the near future. So exciting times. Yeah, absolutely.
So where did you come from?
Go ahead.
All right. So I practiced in Bridgeton for a little over 20 years in corporate medicine, and this is private practice and very different and a welcome change, I will say. And so it's nice because several hundred of my patients came in this direction, and then we've got the existing patients where we stopped doing urgent care for a while. We thought we would really, my entire career has been primary care, and I've done urgent care, moonlighting and things like that. But when we started all of this, we thought we would really stick with primary care, and we found a huge outpouring in the community. They missed urgent care, and so we added that back in the middle of the summer. Yes. So what's kind of neat now, I can say after the busy summer, is, just this afternoon, right? We had 4 people walk in the span of about 30 minutes for urgent care at the end of the day. I saw them all, and out of that, we picked up one, I saw a little 1.5-year-old, and he was with his mom, and they just moved back to this area from the Yarmouth area. They were looking for a PCP, so we just picked up a family of 4 there. And then the other 2 out of the 3 were urgent care who don't have PCPs and have decided to join. So, we're growing in so many different avenues, but it's been amazing. And I do a lot of dermatologic care myself. I've been doing that all of my career. And so I'm getting a lot of referrals from Intermed and the other docs, and of course our own internal practices has been a little neglected when it comes to good, skin cancer surveys and treatments. So a lot of business out there, and it's been exciting.
That's great.
Yeah,
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
That is so good, because I know people wanted to, before, they weren't taking young kids for the practice before, and then all of a sudden, I had a scratched eye, and I went in there, and they said, they're not doing urgent care anymore. I'm like, so I had to go down, but yes, it is so in need, and I know Quick Care in Wyndham right now, someone took their daughter today.
2 hour.
Because of it. No, they couldn't even get seen. They sat
Wow.
for hours and they left. It was that
Wow.
bad. So they're going to try sitting outside again tomorrow with like an ear infection. And
Send them this way.
yeah, no, I'm going to let her know that
Yes.
now, knowing.
Please do.
Wow.
Yes, and all ages. I mean, I delivered babies, so for me, nothing intimidates me.
Well, I like your signs out there too.
Yes.
The doctors, it lets people know that, and that type of thing. That's great seeing that.
And
Yeah,
Dr.
absolutely.
Fox, your background?
Yes, thank you. October 5th, I celebrated 20 years here in Maine, and the first 20 were in Falmouth, and of those 14 also in Bridgeton. So I have 2 locations. My wife's a physical therapist, and we work together, and we do spine and muscular injuries. So my background with Raymond Ready Care is really operations. So they needed someone to kind of, what can you do to take care of all the insurances and payroll and making sure that all the T's get crossed and the I's get dotted. So I don't see patients at the practice, but I'm behind the scenes, computers and IT, and coordinating the vendors and things like that. So that we have 2 other providers at Raymond Ready Care now. Chadwick McBay is a physician's assistant, and Brittany Bennett is a nurse practitioner. So
That's terrific.
That is so terrific.
Yeah.
Wow.
How are you on the appointments with all the carriers?
oh, you mean his network status?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in network with, I think there's only 2 carriers that have been Medicare replacements that were not, I think it's like One Care, and you see them very infrequently. So for the most part, I would say that 95% of the carriers were in network.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming to Raymond. We really appreciate having medical care here in Raymond. It was, been lacking for a couple of years. and
Yes.
Welcome, we really appreciate
Um,
it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Texting her now to let her
Yeah.
Next appointment scheduled.
And there are people that actually watch this meeting, so hopefully it will be a good PR move for you to come and introduce yourself.
It is, and you know, we have big shoes to fill. Dr.
Yeah.
Wilkins really did an amazing job of starting the practice, you know, from it was a key bank before, and
Right.
he rebuilt it. So
Yeah.
just a nice community, and I'm back and forth all the time between Falmouth and Bridgeton. So this is the second home, and you'll know when you see the lights on. We're still sometimes taking.
What are your hours,
things that-
by the way?
Well, patient hours end at 5, but sometimes
6 to midnight?
administrative hours go a little longer.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Can you guys get something outside on that, and that it is doing the ready care during those hours too?
Yeah, I think we'd like to. We'd like to take on, you know, some social media and Facebook, and we've been kind of just like all hands on deck up until this point. This summer was pretty busy. We were able to serve 5 camps in the area
Yeah.
with the kids and the campers, and those, you know, those were relationships that were really established with Dr. Wilkins and some of the employers in the area for injuries at work or pre-employment physicals. So it's been a very broad brush to paint, but we're there and we're doing well, and happy to have everything back on track. So.
And
Great.
definitely we're gonna update that sign, because I think we've been trying to really find our identity, and now we really know we're primary care, we're urgent care, and dermatologic care.
Yeah.
And those are our, I think we can update that sign. with
Yeah, and if you
hours
could
and
put your
services.
hours out there, I
Yes.
think that would be helpful.
Yes, absolutely, we can, yeah, sounds
Yeah,
good.
well, listen, thank you. And
Welcome.
again, a
Welcome.
pleasure
Seriously,
to
thank you.
get a chance to meet face to face and say hello
Yeah.
and say hello again. If anything comes up, please reach out to us. We're available and happy to assist the town in its growth, you know, whether it's sponsoring the kids and the teams or just community involvement. So,
Yeah. Terrific.
okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
It's a pleasure.
Town managers report, or selectman comment? Okay, selectman comment.
Nope.
Teresa?
Nope.
All right. Lonnie, you there?
He's there.
He's there, but he's frozen.
Yeah.
I was wondering why you had that weird, oh, wait a minute, look,
No,
just
he's not
moved.
frozen.
No?
Oh, he's looking hey Lonnie,
Lonnie, are you there?
wave if you can hear us.
He can't see us.
Or blink.
Blink.
Yeah. All right,
He's frozen again.
so no selectman comment. Town managers report.
Okay, so I thought I'd start with a couple of numbers. 223, that's tax stabilization applications already. 277 is absentee ballots mailed. I'm told from the clerk's office we can see 1,000.
I'm expecting to see 1,000.
1,000, yeah. Wow. So that's significant. Halloween movie night. So this is at Tasseltop Saturday the 29th, 5 p.m. free. It's a partnership, I think, with Wyndham Parks and Rec. And so if you're out there and interested, it's a great time, I'm told. I haven't been to movie night myself, but anyway. So broadband update, we have one proposal in for the Lake Region towns, and they've extended the deadline, so I think the thought is we're going to get more than one proposal for a plan to build out broadband fiber. So we'll see what happens there. And so dates for the next meetings, November 15th and December 13th.
Okay.
All right.
Question on Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Main Street's gonna get closed again?
Yes, the fire department's working with the VIPs, volunteers and police, to have them there to help shut it down. I believe we're looking at one lane. No, I think we're closing, we're closing it from Main Street towards the first
Yeah.
302 Big Apple
Yeah.
to 121. But then 121 will be open to the other end of Main Street, so they will be able to exit. They won't be able to come through Mill Street.
Right.
The library is collecting candies from folks outside of the village. If folks would like to donate some candy, those houses down there get hit with maybe up to 1,000 kids.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to donate candy, they can deliver it to the library and they'll
Distribute it.
distribute it. The fire department will be doing their graveyard setup and their Swamp Monster and candy giveaway at the Public Works Station. So,
So the sidewalks ought to be a good thing this year.
yes, the sidewalks will help. I don't expect the roads to stay empty. They will use those also, but
Do we know what time they're gonna close the road? Because last year we kept getting different things. Last year, I think they closed it at 5, but at one point.
we
they
have
talked-
them scheduled to be there at 4:30, but they close it once the traffic starts, the kids start coming out.
Yeah.
121 is rough, because we did the library last year, and when these people come down, they're pretty fast. Another thing is on the news last night, did anybody hear there's supposed to be a candy shortage? Yeah, I'm not joking.
I'll
It was
tell you,
on the news last night, and I just started laughing, but what a way to plump that up out
Well, I'll
there.
tell you, if people want it, there's plenty of it.
Yeah.
I saw at Walmart, they had tons of it. Hannaford has tons of it.
I just had to
Of course,
laugh
a ton
when I put
isn't
that up
much, it's
there.
One way to raise the price.
Yeah.
Claim you have a candy shortage. Oh, prices just went up.
Yeah.
All right. Don, you have anything else?
So we have the reminder of upcoming holiday schedule, Friday, November 11th, Veterans Day.
Yeah.
And that's really all I have.
Okay. So before we adjourn, I would like to make sure everybody knows that we got that stuff from folks who are interested in the short-term rental.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on the agenda for next meeting. I'm not saying that what they presented to us is what we're going with, but I think we need to have a discussion on what's possible for short-term rentals.
I guess I'd like to have it just the board, and then,
Right, no, that's-
right, and then then think about it, have some time to think about it, you know, and do a little investigating, and then maybe the next meeting have input or whatever, but not.
No, what I'm asking, it's gonna be solely a board
Yes,
discussion.
like a workshop for us.
I want you to read the material that was given to us. I mean, this is going on everywhere, like South Portland and Portland are having these discussions. I think Cape Elizabeth, I think Wyndham may have looked at it. So read what you can about it. The board will discuss what direction we may want to go in, and then the following meeting we'll take public comment, you know, and have a discussion with the public
Okay.
about what some alternatives might be. I mean, one of my big things is septic systems and how many people you can put in the house.
My thing is, we don't have a police department, so this, the sheriff's department is understaffed as is.
Right.
And then-
You're starting to get into the
Yeah,
discussion.
well,
we're gonna-
yeah, I'm just.
No, I know, but yeah, he started it, Don started
Okay,
it.
yeah, it's my fault. Okay, go ahead. You can say I know we don't have a sheriff's department.
I know, I'm joking.
So any ordinance is gonna
Yeah.
be tough to enforce if you're trying to make it, you know,
Right.
tough on someone. But there are ways you could go through licensing, through septic system, you know, sufficiency and all those things. So we'll have to look at all those. But we'll have that discussion next month,
Good,
okay?
there's a lot of questions.
But we got a lot of information at the last meeting. and It was kind of overwhelming to read what they're proposing. Some of it, you know, is probably not doable. So, anyway, okay?
Yep.
All right.
Motion adjourned.
Second?
All in favor? Great, thank you.